Isaiah Carter was running, not from the police, not from gang members, from something worse, being seen. The alley behind Greenwich's charity gala reeked of wealth, champagne-soaked concrete, discarded roses, leftover filet mignon rotting in dumpsters while his stomach ate itself. His sneakers slapped wet pavement. Someone's security guard had spotted him near the service entrance. Shouted, started walking fast. He knew the drill: black, homeless, teenage, 3 strikes before a single question. He turned the corner hard, chest burning, and slammed directly into her. The old Korean woman. She collapsed against the reflecting pool wall. Lips blue, eyes rolling back, shaking so violently her teeth clicked. He froze. This woman was dying, and he was the only one who stopped. 6 hours earlier, Isaiah Carter learned 3 survival rules on Connecticut's streets. Rule 1. Count money by sound. Quarters clinked. Dimes whispered. Pennies didn't matter. Rule 2. Stay invisible. Eyes down. Shoulders small. Disappear in plain sight. Rule 3. Run when trouble finds you. Tonight, behind Greenwich North Rail Station, he had broken all 3 rules. He had exactly $21.12. 3 weeks of bottle returns. Every penny earned by being a ghost. By dawn, he would have $0. 12 armed men in black SUVs would know his full name. And 1 dying woman would change everything he thought about power. But first, 6 hours earlier, he woke up cold. The stairwell under Greenwich North Rail Station smelled like urine and espresso. Rich people walked past every morning. $1,000 shoes stepping over his sleeping spot. Eyes scanning phones, never down. He was 13 years old. Black. Soft-spoken when he spoke at all. Invisible by necessity. 2 years ago, Danielle Carter, his mother, collapsed at their apartment. Pneumonia. No insurance. No doctor until too late. 18 months ago, free clinic said sorry. Danielle died anyway. 16 months ago, apartment gone. Rent unpaid. 14 months ago, school stopped asking where he went. Now, he survived by math. Clean cafe patios at dawn, leftover pastries. Return bottles, 5 cents each. Know which security guards pretended blindness. Sleep in rotation, station Monday and Wednesday, park Tuesday and Thursday, library Friday if possible. Stay small. Stay quiet. Stay breathing. Danielle taught him kindness. The streets taught him invisibility. Tonight, Greenwich hosted the Grace Foundation International Benefit. 3 city blocks shut down. Spotlights. Valets in red jackets. Women wearing gowns worth more than Danielle's entire medical bill. His plan: wait until midnight. Grab wrapped leftovers from catering exit. Don't make eye contact. Don't get noticed. 11:47 p.m. Catering staff hauled out trash bags full of food. Still warm steak. Untouched bread rolls. Desserts in plastic wrap. A black security guard named Marcus saw him lurking. Marcus looked at him, then looked away. Silent permission. They both knew the game. He took a bread roll. Wrapped steak. Started eating fast. Survival instinct said finish before circumstances changed. That's when he heard the shouting. Hey, you can't be back here. Different guard. White guy. Younger. Probably new. He ran. He bolted through the alley behind the venue. Footsteps behind him. Radio chatter. His heart hammered. This was rule 3. Run when trouble comes. He turned the corner hard. And crashed into her. An elderly Korean woman. Collapsed against the stone wall by the reflecting pool. No coat in 40-degree November air. Thin dress. Shaking violently. Her lips had turned blue. Eyes unfocused, rolling. Breath coming in short gasps. People walked past 30 feet away. Laughing. Smoking cigars. Nobody looked. The woman was dying. Right there. In front of everyone. And nobody saw. He looked back. The security guard would round that corner in 10 seconds. Looked at the woman. Shaking. Alone. Fading. Danielle's voice. Baby, if you can help and don't, you stop being human. He made the decision in 3 seconds. He knelt beside her. Touched her shoulder gently. Ma'am? Can you hear me? Her eyes found his face. For one moment, clarity broke through confusion. She smiled. Spoke in broken English. You came. My son said you would come. His stomach dropped. Ma'am, I don't know your son. But you're freezing. I'm gonna help you. He checked his pockets. $21.12. 3 weeks of survival. Her hand gripped his wrist. Ice cold. Weak. He stood up. The security guard's footsteps were close now. He started running again, not away from her, toward the 24-hour pharmacy 2 blocks away. Isaiah just gave up everything for a stranger who's dying. Would you have done the same? Subscribe and comment below to share your view. What happens next will break you. His lungs burned. 2 blocks felt like 2 miles when every dollar mattered more than breath. The 24-hour pharmacy glowed like salvation. Fluorescent lights, automatic doors, a bored cashier scrolling through a phone. He burst through the entrance, grabbed the cheapest scarf from the clearance rack, $12.99. Ran to the attached deli counter. Ordered the hottest soup they had, chicken noodle, $6.50. Grabbed 2 hand warmers from the checkout display, $3 even. The cashier rang everything up without looking at his face. $22.49. He emptied both pockets onto the counter. 1 $10 bill, 1 5, 4 ones, 3 quarters, 6 dimes, 2 pennies, counted it twice, $21.12. He looked up. I'm short. The cashier finally made eye contact. Saw the dirty jacket, saw the desperation. How much you got? $21.12. The cashier stared at the pile of coins and crumpled bills. Sighed. You're short by $1.37. His hands shook. Started pulling coins back. Okay, I'll just take the. Wait. The cashier recounted. Slowly. Found 3 more quarters wedged under the dimes. 2 more pennies stuck together. Actually, $22.49 exactly. My bad. The lie was obvious. The kindness was real. He grabbed the bag and ran. The woman hadn't moved. Still collapsed against the stone wall. Still shaking, but conscious. He knelt fast. Ripped open the scarf packaging. Wrapped it around her neck with shaking hands. I'm sorry I ran, but you need to get warm. He opened the soup container. Steam rose. Blew on the first spoonful. Held it to her lips. Please, drink. Her eyes focused on his face. Tears started falling. She drank. Color returned slowly. The shaking eased. He sat on the cold concrete beside her. Opened one hand warmer. Pressed it into her palms. She leaned against his shoulder. Natural. Like family. Like memory. She started humming. A melody he had never heard. Korean. Soft. Sad and sweet at the same time. He didn't know the song. But something inside him recognized it anyway. Her voice was stronger now. She spoke between sips of soup. My Danielle used to sing. In the hospital. So kind. His entire body went cold. What did you just say? She looked at him. Really looked. Danielle. She stayed. Everyone left. But Danielle stayed. His voice came out broken. What was her last name? Carter. Danielle Carter. The world tilted. That's my mother. The woman's face transformed. Tears poured faster now. Carter? Your mother? Danielle Carter? Yes. She gripped Isaiah's hand. She saved us. The hospital. My son was so small. I was so scared. She filled the forms. She stayed all night. She made us visible. Isaiah's throat closed. When? So long ago. Before you were born. My son. Min Jae remembers her. Remembers everything. She touched Isaiah's face. You have her eyes. Same kindness. Her exhaustion finally won. She fell asleep against his shoulder. Breathing steady now. Warm. Isaiah stayed frozen. Didn't move. Didn't want to wake her. This stranger knew Danielle. Danielle had saved this woman's family 30 years ago. And now Isaiah had just saved her with $21.12. The same $21 he needed to survive the next 3 days. He looked at the empty soup container. The scarf around her neck. The hand warmers. $0 left. But she was breathing. Isaiah stayed until dawn. When the sun finally broke over Long Island Sound, his eyes closed for just a moment. Just one moment. When Isaiah woke up, the woman was gone. And 3 black SUVs were parked at the station entrance. Men in dark suits, earpieces, military posture. One man pointed directly at Isaiah. Isaiah had 3 survival rules. Stay invisible. Don't talk to police. Run when black cars arrive. Isaiah was about to break all 3. 2 men in black suits walked directly toward his spot under the stairwell. Not police, something else. Military posture. Earpieces. No badges visible. Eyes that tracked movement like predators. Isaiah calculated escape routes. Train station behind, but they'd catch him before the doors. Alley to the left, probably blocked by now. Street to the right, exposed. Nowhere to hide. The first man stopped 3 feet away. Spoke Isaiah's full name. Isaiah Carter. Blood turned to ice in his veins. No introduction, no explanation, just his name, like a fact, like a file they'd already read. The second man spoke in Korean first, then English. We're not here to hurt you. Come with us. Isaiah's voice came out smaller than intended. What if I don't? The first man's expression didn't change. Chairman Kong would like to speak with you. I don't know any Chairman Kong. But Chairman Kong knows you. You were with Chairman Kang's mother last night. The old woman. Isaiah's stomach dropped. Isaiah wasn't forced into the SUV. But he wasn't given a choice either. Leather seats. Tinted windows. Silence so thick he could hear his own heartbeat. The vehicle drove past neighborhoods he had only seen from bus stops. Oceanfront estates. Iron gates taller than houses. Private beaches where the sand looked cleaner than any bed he had ever slept in. Security checkpoint. Armed guards waved the SUV through without questions. The mansion appeared like something from a different country. It overlooked Long Island Sound. Modern. Glass and stone. Lines so clean they looked sharp enough to cut. Inside, everything was quiet. Marble floors reflected his dirty sneakers. Art on the walls looked older than America. A chandelier hung above that probably cost more than Danielle's entire life. Isaiah saw his reflection in a gold-framed mirror. Matted hair. Bruised knees. Jacket with holes in both elbows. He didn't belong here. He belonged under stairs. The men led Isaiah to a study. Walls of books in languages he couldn't read. Single desk. Everything positioned with purpose. A man sat behind the desk. 50s. Suit so perfect it looked painted on. Silver streaking through black hair at the temples. Eyes that saw through walls. Sit. Not a request. Isaiah sat. Long silence. The man studied him the way scientists study specimens. You were with my mother last night. Isaiah nodded. Why? Why what? Why did you stay with my mother? Isaiah's voice came out quiet. Because nobody else did, and she needed help. The man leaned forward slightly. Did you know who my mother was? No. Did she tell you her name? No. Did you take anything from my mother? Jewelry? Wallet? Phone? No. I gave her soup and a scarf. The man leaned back, face unreadable. Why? Because she was alone, freezing, and I was the only person who stopped. Another silence, longer this time. The man's voice went softer. Dangerous soft. Do you know who I am? No. Then you should be more afraid than you are. Isaiah met his eyes. I've been afraid my whole life. One more reason doesn't change much. The man stood, walked to the window, looked out at the water. My mother is Kong Soo Yeon. My name is Kong Min Jae. Isaiah waited. My mother has advanced dementia. She has been lost inside her own mind for 3 years. Doesn't recognize family. Doesn't speak coherently. Doesn't remember yesterday or 30 years ago. Isaiah's chest tightened. Kong Min Jae turned around. Last night, for the first time in 3 years, my mother was lucid. Coherent. She recognized people. Spoke clearly. Knew where she was. Pause. The doctors say it was the last gift. Her mind cleared just long enough to say goodbye. Isaiah couldn't breathe. Kong Min Jae's voice stayed flat. Controlled. But something underneath cracked. My mother died this morning at 6:47 a.m. Her last words were, "Find the boy with kind eyes." The room spun. Isaiah gave her soup. Wrapped a scarf around her neck. Stayed until dawn. And she died anyway. Kong Min Jae walked back to the desk. Slid a folder across. Before my mother died, she told me about someone. A volunteer at a hospital. Someone who stayed when everyone else left. Someone who made us visible when we were invisible. Isaiah stared at the folder. My mother told me about a woman named Danielle Carter. Do you know that name? The world tilted sideways. Isaiah's voice broke. That's my mother. Kong Min Jae's face didn't move. But his hand gripped the edge of the desk. Open the folder. Isaiah opened it with shaking hands. Hospital records. New Haven, 1993. Patient name, Kong Soo Yeon. Volunteer translator, Danielle Carter. Danielle's signature. Danielle's handwriting Isaiah would recognize across time and death. Isaiah looked up. Kong Min Jae spoke quietly. Your mother saved my family 30 years ago. You saved my mother's last night of clarity. Now we need to talk about what comes next. Kong Min Jae opened the folder wider. More pages. Medical intake forms. Photocopied documents yellowed with age. I was 7 years old, he said. We had nothing. My father died that spring. Heart attack in a factory. No insurance. No savings. Just my mother and me. He pulled out a photograph. Black and white. A small Korean boy sitting alone in a hospital hallway. Terror in the boy's eyes. My mother collapsed in a grocery store. I didn't speak English. Couldn't tell the paramedics what was wrong. Couldn't fill out forms. Couldn't call anyone. Isaiah stared at the photo. Saw the fear. Recognized it. Your mother wasn't assigned to us. Danielle was leaving her shift. 11 p.m. But she saw a scared boy and his unconscious mother. Kong Min Jae's voice softened. Danielle stayed for 11 hours. She filled out every form. Translated for doctors. Called immigrant aid services. Found temporary housing resources. Never asked for payment. Never asked for thanks. Kong Min Jae pulled out another document. A handwritten note. Korean characters. Faded ink. Danielle wrote this for my mother before leaving. In Korean. She must have asked someone how to write it. Isaiah looked at the note. He couldn't read the words. Kong Min Jae translated. You are not alone. The room went silent. I remember your mother bought me McDonald's. Asked what my favorite subject was. Made me feel like I existed. Like I mattered. Kong Min Jae folded the note carefully. Put it back in the folder. I kept this paper for 30 years. Carried it in every wallet. Every briefcase. Every country I traveled to. Isaiah's throat closed. My mother wanted to find Danielle. Thank her properly. We had no way. No last name at first. No address. Just a memory of kindness when we had nothing. Kong Min Jae stood. Walked to the window again. Years passed. I built my businesses. Made money. Gained power. Connections in 6 countries. I became untouchable. Pause. But I never found Danielle Carter. Isaiah's voice came out cracked. Danielle died 2 years ago. Pneumonia. We couldn't afford treatment. Kong Min Jae's back went rigid. He stayed facing the window. Didn't turn around. How much? What? How much did treatment cost? Isaiah's hands shook. The free clinic said $47,000. For hospital stay, medications, ICU. We didn't have insurance. Danielle worked 3 jobs but none of them offered benefits. Silence stretched like a wound. Kong Min Jae's hand pressed against the window glass. I became powerful enough to save everyone. Except the woman who saved us. The words hung in the air. He finally turned around. Face controlled. But something underneath was breaking. Your mother gave my mother dignity when we had nothing. You gave my mother peace before death came. You didn't know who we were. Didn't expect anything. Just helped because help was needed. He walked back to the desk. Sat down. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in debts. And I owe a debt I can never fully repay. Isaiah stood up. I don't want anything. That's exactly why you'll get everything. Kong Min Jae opened a drawer. Pulled out more papers. You'll stay here tonight. Tomorrow, we discuss your future. Education, housing, security, everything you need. Isaiah's voice rose. I don't have a future. I have today. Maybe tomorrow if I'm lucky. Not anymore. You can't just decide that. Kong Min Jae leaned forward. I can decide anything. That's what power means. Then you don't understand what your mother wanted you to learn. Kong Min Jae froze. Isaiah kept going. Voice shaking but clear. Your mother remembered my mother for 30 years. Not because of money. Not because of power. Because Danielle saw her when everyone else looked away. Isaiah stepped closer to the desk. If power meant anything, your mother wouldn't have been alone last night. Confused. Cold. Forgotten at some charity gala while rich people ate food they didn't finish. The words landed like bullets. Kong Min Jae's jaw tightened. Watch your tone. Why? You gonna have me disappear? You already said you owe me a debt. So listen. Isaiah pointed at the folder. You kept that note for 30 years. You know what mattered. It wasn't money. It was being seen. Being human. Mattering to someone when the world said you didn't. Kong Min Jae stood slowly. You're 13 years old. Don't lecture me about. I'm 13 and I've survived 2 years on streets you don't even see. So yeah, I'm gonna lecture you. Silence. Then Kong Min Jae did something unexpected. He smiled. Small. Sad. You sound like your mother. My mother said Danielle was fearless too. Morning came through floor-to-ceiling windows. Isaiah woke in a bedroom larger than any apartment Danielle had ever rented. Silk sheets. Cotton blankets. Pillows that didn't smell like mildew or someone else's sweat. The door was unlocked now. Last night, he had tried to leave at 3 a.m. Found it locked from outside. Sat on the floor until exhaustion won. Now breakfast waited on a table by the window. Scrambled eggs, toast, fresh fruit, orange juice in an actual glass. More food than he had seen in months. Isaiah ate carefully. Survival instinct said don't waste anything. Don't know when the next meal comes. A housekeeper entered. Older Korean woman. Gray hair pulled back. Soft eyes that had seen things. She watched him eat slowly. Methodically. The way hungry people eat. You, kind boy, she said in broken English. Madam spoke of you. Before. Her voice broke. She started crying quietly. Isaiah stood up fast. I'm sorry I couldn't do more. She shook her head. Wiped tears with the back of her hand. You did everything. Madam was lost. For so long. You brought her back. Even for one night. That was everything. She bowed slightly. Left before he could respond. Isaiah sat back down. Stared at the food. Couldn't eat anymore. 3 floors below, Kong Min Jae sat in his office surrounded by files. Isaiah Carter's entire life spread across the desk. School records from Greenwich Public Schools. Elementary transcripts showed straight A's through 4th grade. 5th grade, attendance dropped. Grades slipped. Teacher notes in red ink. Isaiah is bright but increasingly absent. Multiple calls to guardian went unanswered. 6th grade, only attended 2 months. Then nothing. Final note dated 18 months ago, student presumed relocated. Case closed. No forwarding information. The system gave up. Social services records came next. Thinner than they should have been. After Danielle Carter's death, 1 home visit. Apartment empty. No follow-up investigation. No foster care placement. No missing persons report. Isaiah disappeared. And nobody looked. Kong Min Jae opened the medical examiner's report. Danielle Carter. Age 34. Cause of death. Pneumatic complications from untreated pneumonia. Location. New Haven Free Clinic. Final bill sent to collections, $47,312. Unpaid. He closed the file. Sat in silence. Jin Woo entered without knocking. Kong Min Jae's second in command for 15 years. What do you want to do with the boy? Jin Woo asked in Korean. Kong Min Jae answered in English. Isaiah is not a problem to solve. Jin Woo switched to English. Then what is he? Long pause. Proof I built the wrong empire. Jin Woo's face showed confusion. Sir? Kong Min Jae stood. Walked to the window overlooking the sound. I have 300 men. 12 businesses. Connections in 6 countries. I can make people disappear with a phone call. I can move money through systems designed to be untraceable. He turned around. And a 13-year-old child was sleeping under a staircase 3 miles from this house. Jin Woo shifted his weight. You can't save everyone. I wasn't trying to save everyone. I was trying to save no one. That's not fair. You employ people. You provide. I provide what? Kong Min Jae's voice went sharp. Money to people who already have money? Protection to people who do things that need protection? Tell me, Jin Woo, when was the last time we helped someone who had nothing? Jin Woo didn't answer. 30 years ago, a woman with nothing helped us. Last week, a boy with nothing helped my mother. And I've spent 3 decades building an empire that exists specifically to avoid people like them. Kong Min Jae dismissed Jin Woo. He walked alone to his mother's room. Untouched since Madame Kang's death. Closet full of clothes. Dresser covered with photographs. Lifetime of memories preserved like a museum. He opened the nightstand drawer. Found Madame Kang's journal. Leather-bound. Pages in Korean until dementia took language away. Then blank pages. Then nothing. He flipped to the last coherent entry. 3 years ago. Read his mother's handwriting. Min Jae has everything now. Money. Power. Respect. But I worry he's forgotten what everything means. Danielle knew. She had nothing but gave us everything. I hope someday Min Jae remembers the difference. Kong Min-jae read it 3 times. Closed the journal. His mother spent 30 years trying to repay Danielle Carter. Trying to find her, thank her, honor what she gave them. And he spent 30 years becoming powerful enough to ignore people like Danielle completely. Now Danielle was gone. Madame Kong was gone. Only Isaiah remained. And Isaiah had nothing. Kong Min-jae went to Isaiah's room. Found him standing by the window. Backpack already on. Ready to run. Sit down. We need to talk about your future. Isaiah turned around. I don't need your guilt money. It's not guilt money. It's a debt I can't repay any other way. Kong Min-jae walked to the table. Pulled papers from inside his jacket. Laid them out carefully. Adoption papers. Trust fund documents. Private school enrollment forms. Phillips Exeter Academy. Full scholarship. Trust fund accessible at 18. Currently valued at $8.3 million. Legal adoption. You'll never be hungry again. Never be invisible again. Never be alone again. Isaiah stared at the papers. Kong Min-jae's voice went quieter. I'm offering you everything. Isaiah looked up. If I say yes, will I forget what it's like to have $21 and a choice? Kong Min-jae had no answer. He brought in the professionals. Conference room. 12 chairs. Glass table reflecting overhead lights. 3 lawyers in suits that cost more than Isaiah's entire childhood. 2 financial advisors with leather portfolios. 1 education consultant with a tablet full of statistics. Isaiah sat at the end of the table. Backpack still on. Exit strategy already mapped. The lead lawyer spoke first. Corporate voice. No emotion. Full legal adoption. Name change optional. Guardian status transfers to Chairman Kong. Trust fund accessible at age 18, currently valued at $8.3 million with quarterly growth projections of. The education consultant interrupted. Phillips Exeter Academy offers immediate enrollment. Full scholarship in appearance only. Private tutoring. College preparatory track. Harvard early admission essentially guaranteed through. The financial advisor cut in. Monthly allowance begins immediately. Annual distributions. Real estate portfolio transfers at age 21. Investment training provided. Tax optimization strategies. They talked about him like he was a company being acquired. Not a person. A project. Isaiah sat silent. Let them talk. Watched their faces. None of them looked at him. They looked at Kong Min-jae. Waiting for approval. For nods. For signals. Isaiah didn't exist in this room. He was just paperwork. The lawyers finished. Gathered their papers. Left without saying goodbye. Just Kong Min-jae and Isaiah remained. Kong Min-jae sat across from him. Not at the head of the table. Across. Equal height. I'm not good at this, he said quietly. I don't have children. Don't know how to care for someone without controlling everything around them. First moment of real vulnerability. But I know what hunger feels like. I know what it's like to be invisible. To have people look through you like you're glass. He leaned forward. You shouldn't have to survive at 13. You should get to be a child. Go to school. Complain about homework. Worry about normal things. Isaiah's voice came out flat. I haven't been a child since Danielle got sick. Since I had to figure out which bills to pay with money we didn't have. Since I had to lie to teachers about why I was falling asleep in class. Then let me give that back. Let me give you safety. Education. A future that doesn't involve counting coins and sleeping under stairs. Isaiah looked at the papers. What do you get out of this? Kong Min-jae paused. Peace. Maybe. The knowledge that I didn't waste the gift your mother gave us. So this is about you. No. This is about you. But yes, it helps me too. Is that wrong? Isaiah didn't answer. Isaiah picked up the adoption papers. Read them slowly. This was everything. Safety. Education. Future. Money. Protection. Everything Danielle wanted for him before pneumonia stole possibilities. No more cold nights. No more hunger. No more fear of police. No more hiding from security guards who saw problems instead of people. But he thought about Marcus, the kid who shared the library steps on Friday nights. 16 years old, ran away from foster care. Said the system treated kids like inventory. He thought about the security guard at the gala. The black man who looked away. Who understood survival. Who let him take food without reporting it. He thought about the cashier at the pharmacy. Who lied about the total. Who saw desperation and responded with kindness instead of judgment. All the invisible people still out there. Can I ask you something? Isaiah said. Kong Min Jae nodded. Anything. Why did your mother remember my mother after 30 years? Kong Min Jae considered the question. Because kindness from someone with nothing means everything. When you have nothing to gain and everything to lose, and you still help, that's what stays. That's what matters. And now you have everything. Yes. Do you remember what nothing feels like? Kong Min Jae's jaw tightened. Every day. Do you see people who have nothing? Longer pause this time. Not the way I should. Isaiah set the papers down. That's what I'm afraid of. What do you mean? Danielle saw your mother because she knew what it felt like to need help. To be invisible. To have the world walk past like you don't exist. Isaiah stood up. If I take this, if I become rich, safe, comfortable, will I stop seeing people like me? Will I become someone who walks past the next kid sleeping under stairs? He pushed the papers back across the table. Everyone in the building must have felt the weight of that moment. I can't, Isaiah said. Kong Min Jae stared. What? I can't forget. I don't want to forget. My mother saw your mother because Danielle never forgot what it felt like to be powerless. And you. Isaiah's voice shook but didn't break. You became so powerful you forgot how to see. I don't want that. I'd rather stay poor and stay human than get rich and stop caring. Kong Min Jae sat frozen. No one had ever refused him. Not in 15 years. Not ever. Isaiah picked up the backpack. Headed for the door. Wait, Kong Min Jae said. Isaiah stopped. Didn't turn around. Kong Min Jae's voice came out different. Broken open. You're right. I became exactly the kind of person who would have walked past my mother in 1993. Who would have walked past you last night? Isaiah turned around. Kong Min Jae stood up. Give me 48 hours. For what? To remember what nothing feels like. To figure out how to help you without erasing who you are. Isaiah studied his face, looking for lies, for manipulation, found only shame. 48 hours, Isaiah said. Then I'm gone. 48 hours became 24. Kong Min Jae called an emergency meeting. Private dining room, mahogany table, 17 men who had built an empire together. Captains, business partners, allies who had bled for him and gotten rich doing it. Jin Woo sat at his right hand. 15 years of loyalty, 15 years of silence about things that needed silence. Everyone else filled in around the table. Faces hard, eyes calculating. They knew something was coming. Kong Min Jae stood at the head. Didn't sit. I'm shutting down operations, he said in English. Clear. Final. The room erupted, shouting in Korean, English, disbelief crackling through expensive air. Jin Woo raised a hand. Silence fell gradually. You mean restructuring, Jin Woo said carefully. No, I mean dismantling. All of it. Captain Park stood up, 20 years older than him. Scars on both hands. You've lost your mind. Your mother's death, grief is making you. My mother's death is exactly why, Kong Min Jae interrupted. Voice like iron. Sit down. Captain Park sat. Kong Min Jae told them about Danielle Carter. The woman who saved his family in 1993. Stayed 11 hours. Asked for nothing. Gave everything. Told them about Isaiah, the homeless boy who saved Madam Kong with $21. Everything he had. Told them about the debt that couldn't be paid with money or power. Jin Woo listened. Face unreadable. Captain Park shook his head. So you'll destroy everything we built because of a homeless kid who gave an old woman soup? Kong Min Jae's voice went cold. Dangerous. I'll destroy everything we built because that homeless kid showed me it was never worth building. Another captain spoke up. Younger. American born. What about loyalty? We've bled for you. We've gone to prison for you. And I've made you rich, he cut him off. Millionaires. All of you. Consider us even. Kong Min Jae slid folders across the table. One for each man. Severance packages. Business buyouts. Clean exits. Take the money. Disappear. Or don't take it and disappear anyway. Your choice. Jin Woo opened his folder. Read silently. Closed it. Some of us won't go quietly, Jin Woo said. Then go loud. I'm already doing the worst thing I can imagine, telling the truth. 2 days later, Kong Min Jae sat across from 3 federal investigators. Small room. Recording devices. Immunity deal already signed. FBI agent Chen spoke first. You understand what you're giving up? Yes. Protection, power, reputation, everything you've built. Everything I've built was built on things that needed hiding. Time to stop hiding. Kang Min-jae brought evidence. Financial records going back 12 years. Operation details, names, dates, locations, connections that reached into 6 countries. Everything. Agent Chen looked through the files. Kept looking up at him like checking if this was real. Why now? You've been untouchable for 20 years. Why cooperate now? His voice stayed flat. Because a child taught me that being untouchable means you've stopped being human. The second agent leaned forward. What do you want in return? Protection for one person. Isaiah Carter. No one touches him. Ever. Anyone comes near him, you bury them. That's it? That's everything. Agent Chen nodded slowly. Done. Who is Isaiah Carter? The only person who saw me clearly enough to make me ashamed. News broke 48 hours later. Headlines. International investor Kang Min-jae steps down amid federal cooperation. East Coast operation networks collapse following testimony. Korean media exploded. He was respected, feared, untouchable. Was. Business partners felt betrayed. Allies disappeared overnight. Phone calls went unanswered. His wealth dropped 60%. Legal fees, buyouts, restitution payments. What remained? Still millions. But no longer an empire. No longer power. Just money. The office emptied. Staff quit or got reassigned. Associates vanished like smoke. Kang Min-jae stood in the study where Isaiah had refused adoption. Empty desk. Bare walls. Echo where authority used to live. Jin Woo appeared in the doorway. Last one left. Everyone's gone, Jin Woo said. Good. Was it worth it? Kang Min-jae looked at the spot where Isaiah had stood. Where he had pushed millions of dollars away to stay human. Ask me in 48 hours. Kang Min-jae found Isaiah at Greenwich Public Library. 3rd floor. Corner table. Reading a book about architecture. Isaiah looked up. Saw him. No surprise on his face. I saw the news, Isaiah said quietly. Everyone's saying you destroyed yourself. Kang Min-jae sat down across from him. They're right. Why? Because you asked me if I could still see people with nothing. I realized I couldn't, so I made sure I'd have to look. Isaiah closed the book. Waited. I need your help with something, Kang Min-jae said. He pulled out architectural plans from a briefcase. Unfolded them on the library table. Hospital designs. Modern. Clean lines. Multiple buildings. Isaiah stared at the plans. What is this? Kang Min-jae's voice went soft. Your mother's name. On every building. Free healthcare for families who can't afford it. Starting in Connecticut. But I need you to make sure I do it right. Make sure I don't lose sight of why. Isaiah looked up. Eyes wet but not crying. You're really doing this. We're really doing this. I have money. You have vision. Your mother had the example. Isaiah touched the plans. Traced the lines with one finger. Okay, he whispered. Okay. 3 months later. New Haven, Connecticut. The same hospital where Danielle Carter once volunteered. Where she stayed 11 hours for a family who had nothing. Construction crews worked through winter. Steel beams rising. Glass panels reflecting gray skies. Foundation poured with purpose. Isaiah stood at the construction site wearing a donated coat. Still too thin, but warmer now. Kang Min-jae stood beside him. Hands in pockets. Watching workers build something neither of them could have imagined 6 months ago. The sign went up at dawn. Danielle Carter Memorial Health Center. Not a clinic. A full hospital. Emergency care. Primary care. Mental health services. Dental. Vision. Completely free for uninsured families. Funded by his remaining fortune. Corporate donors he leveraged through old connections. Federal grants Isaiah helped research at the library. Below Danielle's name, words carved in stone. Danielle Carter believed no one should be invisible. This hospital makes that promise real. Isaiah saw Danielle's face on the memorial plaque. The photograph Kang Min-jae had found in hospital records. Danielle in scrubs. Smiling. Young. Alive. Isaiah's knees went weak. Kang Min-jae steadied him with one hand. Said nothing. Let him feel everything. Isaiah cried for the first time since Danielle died. Kang Min-jae designed the hospital around one principle: dignity. Your mother didn't save my family with money, he said during the planning meetings. She saved us with time and dignity. The hospital included translation services in 20 languages. Social workers on staff. Same-day appointments. No ID required. No immigration status questions asked. Food pantry attached to the main building. Job placement resources. Legal aid for housing issues. Isaiah's input shaped everything. Add a kids area, Isaiah said during one meeting. With books, toys, so children don't have to sit in scary waiting rooms while their parents get help. Kong Min-jae added it to the plans immediately. Another meeting, Isaiah suggested, put the mental health services in a separate entrance. Some people don't want everyone knowing why they're here. Done. Make sure the furniture is comfortable, Isaiah said. Not hospital comfortable, real comfortable, like someone's actual home. Every suggestion, every detail, every thought Isaiah had about what Danielle would have wanted, Kong Min-jae built it. You're really listening, Isaiah said one day. I'm really learning, Kong Min-jae answered. Isaiah didn't accept adoption, but he accepted help. Kong Min-jae funded a new group home. Not a mansion, not charity that felt like pity. An actual community home with licensed caregivers, therapy services, education support. 12 kids, shared rooms, shared responsibilities, shared hope. Isaiah chose a roommate, Marcus, the 16-year-old who used to share library steps on Friday nights. Kong Min-jae's people found Marcus sleeping behind a grocery store, brought him to the home, gave him the same choice Isaiah had, help without erasure. Marcus said yes. Isaiah enrolled in Greenwich Public School. His choice. Wanted to stay connected to regular kids. Wanted to remember. Private tutoring after school, funded by Kong Min-jae. But public school during the day. Weekly dinners at Kong Min-jae's house became routine. Not as father and son. Not as boss and employee. As something else. Family by choice. Family by shared purpose. One night, eating Korean food the housekeeper prepared, Isaiah asked, "Do you miss it?" The power? Kong Min-jae thought for a long time. I miss the certainty, knowing I could fix any problem with money or force. And now? Now I have to actually solve problems. It's harder, but it's real. 6 months after the first hospital opened, second location broke ground in Bridgeport. 9 months. Third hospital opened in Hartford. Isaiah spoke at every opening ceremony. 13 years old, soft-spoken, but when he talked, people listened. My mother saw someone who needed help and stayed, Isaiah said at the Hartford opening. Not because Danielle had to. Not because someone was paying. Because it was right. This hospital exists because 30 years later, someone remembered that kindness. And because I learned that giving everything you have is the only way to give anything that matters. People in the audience cried. Local news covered it, then regional, then national. The story spread. Homeless boy saves elderly woman. Woman's son builds hospitals in the boy's mother's name. Boy helps design them to serve people like himself. Donations poured in from across the country. People inspired by Danielle's example. By Isaiah's choice. By Kong Min-jae's transformation. Your mother saved hundreds by helping one family, Kong Min-jae told Isaiah. Now Danielle's name will save thousands. 1 year after Madam Kong Soo-yeon's death. Memorial service held at the first hospital. Korean Buddhist ceremony. American Christian elements. Honoring both cultures that created this moment. Isaiah placed flowers at Madam Kang's memorial stone. Then at Danielle's. The women were buried next to each other now. Kong Min-jae arranged it. 2 women who never met in life. Connected in death by the lives they touched. Isaiah and Kong Min-jae bowed together. Korean tradition. American grief. Mutual respect. Jin Woo appeared at the back of the gathering. Kong Min-jae saw him. Nodded. Jin Woo approached slowly. I'm sorry I didn't understand, he said in Korean, then English. I understand now. He handed Kong Min-jae an envelope. Donation check. For the next hospital. Behind Jin Woo, others followed. Former captains. Former enemies. Former allies who'd disappeared. All humbled by what Isaiah and Kong Min-jae built from ruins. One by one, they bowed to Isaiah. 13-year-old kid who taught grown men what power actually means. Isaiah didn't know what to do with the attention. Kong Min-jae put a hand on his shoulder. Just bow back. That's all they need. Isaiah bowed, and the circle of respect grew wider. 5 years later, Seoul, South Korea. International Korean American Leadership Conference. 2,000 attendees filled the convention center. Business leaders, politicians, cultural ambassadors, media from 12 countries. Isaiah Carter stood backstage, 18 years old now, tall, still thin but healthy, wearing a suit Kang Min-jae bought for this moment. An organizer approached. Clipboard, earpiece, stressed expression. Mr. Carter, you're the keynote speaker in 5 minutes. Are you ready? Isaiah looked at the speech cards in his hands. Prepared remarks. Polished. Safe. He threw the cards in the trash. I'm ready. Kang Min-jae appeared beside him. 60 years old now. Silver hair. Quieter eyes than 5 years ago. You don't need the cards, he said. I know. Your mother would be proud. Isaiah's throat tightened. So would yours. Kang Min-jae adjusted his tie. Paternal gesture. Natural now after 5 years of weekly dinners and hospital planning sessions. They both are, Kang Min-jae said. The announcement echoed through speakers. Please welcome our keynote speaker, founder of the Youth Visibility Initiative, Isaiah Carter. Isaiah walked onto the stage. 2,000 faces. Cameras. Lights so bright he couldn't see past the first 3 rows. He reached the podium, adjusted the microphone, didn't use it at first. Just spoke, voice carrying through silence. 5 years ago, I was homeless. Invisible. The kind of kid people step over on their way to important meetings like this one. The audience shifted. Uncomfortable recognition. I had $21.12. Everything I owned. And I spent it on an elderly Korean woman I'd never met. Gave her soup and a scarf because nobody else stopped. He paused. Let the words settle. That woman died the next morning. Her son found me. Chairman Kang Min-jae. Powerful. Rich. Connected. Everything I wasn't. Kang Min-jae sat in the front row. Face composed but eyes wet. Chairman Kang offered me everything. $8 million. Elite schools. A future most people only dream about. Guests rippled through the audience. I said no. Silence. Complete. 2,000 people holding breath. Because I realized something that day. Power doesn't mean anything if you can't recognize kindness when it's cold and shaking in front of you. Isaiah gripped the podium edges. Everyone in this room has power. Money. Influence. That's why you're here. That's why you got invited to Seoul instead of working 3 jobs to afford rent. Some faces hardened. Others looked down. My question is simple. When's the last time you saw someone with nothing? Really saw them? His voice rose. Not angry. Urgent. Because my mother saw. Danielle Carter. A Korean woman. A scared 7-year-old boy. No translator assigned. No payment offered. Just humanity. Danielle stayed 11 hours. Filled forms. Made them visible when the system said they didn't matter. 30 years later, Danielle's kindness saved my life. That's the power that matters. That's the power that lasts. Standing ovation began. Isaiah raised a hand. I'm not finished. The room sat back down. The Danielle Carter Foundation now operates 23 hospitals across 8 states. We've treated over 100,000 patients who couldn't afford care elsewhere. His voice steadied. Confident now. Free translation services. No ID requirements. No questions about immigration status. Just care. Just dignity. Just humanity. But we're not done. Isaiah gestured to the screen behind the stage. Images appeared. Architectural plans. Budget projections. Timeline charts. Today, I'm announcing the Invisible Children Initiative. Full scholarships. Housing. Mental health support. Legal aid. For homeless youth across America. The audience leaned forward. Funded by the man who taught me that redemption isn't about what you have. It's about what you're willing to lose to become who you should have been all along. Isaiah turned. Extended a hand toward the audience. Chairman Kang Min-jae. Kang Min-jae stood. Cameras flashed. Audience erupted. He walked to the stage. Stood beside Isaiah. They bowed to each other. Korean respect. American gratitude. Mutual honor earned through 5 years of building something bigger than either of them. The ovation lasted 4 minutes. After the speech, Isaiah walked through Seoul streets alone. Needed air. Needed silence. Needed to remember. He stopped at a pojangmasha. Street food tent. Red plastic stools. Steam rising from pots. Ordered tteokbokki. Spicy rice cakes Kang Min-jae taught him to love during their weekly dinners. The elderly Korean woman serving looked up. Recognition flashed across her face. "You're the boy from the speech." Isaiah nodded. "Yes, ma'am." She placed extra food on his plate. "Didn't charge. For your mother," she said in accented English. Then bowed. Isaiah stood, bowed back, deeper, longer. She smiled, tears in her eyes. As Isaiah walked away, she called out in Korean. Then English. The ripples never stop. Isaiah looked back. She pointed at his plate. At the street. At the people walking past. One kindness becomes two. Two becomes four. Four becomes thousands. Your mother started something that will never end. Isaiah's vision blurred. He nodded, kept walking. The soul night wrapped around him like memory. Like promise. Like proof that Danielle Carter's 11 hours in a New Haven hospital would echo across oceans and decades forever. 7 years after Seoul, Isaiah Carter, 25 years old, drove through Greenwich, Connecticut on a November morning. Graduate degree in social work. Director of the Danielle Carter Foundation. Not famous. Isaiah chose to work in the system, not above it. Modest apartment in New Haven. Same city where Danielle once volunteered. Where everything started before Isaiah was born. Isaiah still visited the group home every week. Mentored current kids. Reminded them someone saw them. Marcus, Isaiah's former roommate, was in his final year of medical school now. Worked at Carter hospitals during breaks. They still grabbed coffee every Friday. Both of them remembered sleeping under stairs. Neither of them forgot. Isaiah parked at Greenwich North Rail Station. The same station where Isaiah used to sleep. Where executives walked past without seeing. Where invisibility felt like survival. Walked to the stairwell. Someone was sleeping there. Young girl, maybe 14, Latina, backpack as pillow, jacket too thin for November cold. Isaiah's heart broke the same way it broke 7 years ago. 12 years ago. Every time. Still happening. Always happening. Isaiah knelt down carefully. "Hey, you okay?" The girl woke. Defensive instantly. "I'm not doing anything wrong." "I know," Isaiah said softly. "I used to sleep here too." Her face changed. Guard dropped slightly. "You did?" "Monday and Wednesday nights. There's a vent that blows warm air at 6 a.m. The girl almost smiled. "I know. You hungry?" Isaiah asked. Took her to the same cafe where Isaiah used to clean patios for leftovers. Ordered food. Didn't ask permission. Just ordered. Pancakes, eggs, orange juice, hot chocolate. The girl ate like she hadn't in days. Maybe she hadn't. "What's your name?" Isaiah asked. "Sophia." "I'm Isaiah. Where's your family?" Sophia's voice went quiet. "Mom got deported 8 months ago. I didn't want foster care. Heard too many stories." Isaiah knew this story. Different faces. Same system. Same failures. "Sophia, I run a program. Housing. School. Support. Not foster care. Not the system. Just people who understand what it's like to have nowhere." She studied Isaiah's face. Looking for lies. For traps. "Why would you help me?" "Because someone helped me when I had nothing. And I'm still paying it forward." Sophia agreed to visit the group home. As they walked to Isaiah's car, a black sedan pulled up. Not aggressive, just present. Kong Min Jae stepped out. 65 now. Fully silver hair. Semi-retired but still involved in foundation work. "What are you doing here?" Isaiah asked. "I own the station now," Kong Min Jae said. Security cameras flagged someone sleeping under the stairs. "Came to check." Kong Min Jae looked at Sophia. Saw the fear, the hunger, the invisibility. Saw himself at 7. Saw Isaiah at 13. "Is she okay?" he asked Isaiah. "She will be." Kong Min Jae nodded. Pulled an envelope from his jacket. Handed it to Sophia. "Emergency funds. Food. Clothes. Medical care if you need it. Whatever you need until Isaiah gets you settled." Sophia stared at the envelope. "I don't understand." Kong Min Jae's voice softened. "You will. Someday you'll help someone else. They'll help someone else. That's how kindness works." Isaiah and Kong Min Jae walked Sophia to the car. Kong Min Jae spoke quietly. "Just Isaiah, does it ever stop hurting? Seeing them?" "No," Isaiah said. "But that's how we know we're still human. Your mother taught you well. So did yours." They watched Sophia get in the car. Safe now. Fed. Seen. Kong Min Jae's voice carried old weight. 23 hospitals. 14 group homes. 4,000 kids helped. Is it enough? Isaiah looked at his mentor. His partner. His family by choice. It's never enough. But it's everything. Kong Min Jae smiled. Small. Real. Your mother would say the same thing. Isaiah started the car. Sophia sat in back, looking out the window at a world that might finally see her. As they drove away, Isaiah glanced in the rearview mirror. Kong Min Jae stood by his car. Watching. Making sure they got away safe. Still protecting. Still learning. Still becoming someone his mother would recognize. Camera pans to Danielle Carter Memorial Hospital. New Haven. The first one. New plaque added below the original. In memory of Danielle Carter, who taught us that the greatest power is remembering where you came from. Below that, and her son, Isaiah Carter, who taught us that legacy isn't what you leave behind, it's what you make impossible to forget. Below that, in honor of Madam Kong Su Yeon, who knew that kindness recognizes kindness across time. My mother saved a family with nothing but time and dignity. That family's son saved me with everything he had to lose. Now we save others, not because we can, because we remember when we couldn't. And that memory, that choice to never forget, that's the only power that matters. Isaiah and Sophia walk into the group home. Other kids greet her. Former invisible children, now visible, now safe, now home. Kong Min Jae watches from his car. Pulls out a faded paper from his wallet. Danielle's note in Korean. Dongsinian Hanjaga Anibnida. You are not alone. 32 years old. Still carried. Still true. He folds it carefully. Puts it back. Drives away. The Danielle Carter Foundation is fictional. The 553,000 homeless youth in America are not. See someone. Help someone. Be someone's Isaiah. If this story moved you, it should. Because somewhere right now, a kid is sleeping under stairs. Subscribe to Tales by Wave for more stories that make you feel, think, and act. Hit that like button if kindness still matters. Share this with someone who needs to remember what power really means. We'll see you in the next story.